Hello guys, this latest week was the deadline for the Superinvestors to report their 13F file. 13F files are always an exciting time, for me at least, because it is the time when we have the latest change, new buys, new sales of the Superinvestor, and the investors are really like to follow. Uh, this is one of the best ways to find new ideas, to look into the portfolio of the best investors in the world and see what they are doing, if they are bullish on the economy, if they are bearish and they are selling stocks. So it's always a good time to look into it, and I'm always excited to see this latest news. So in this video we will be looking into the latest change in the portfolios of the best investors in the world and into my favorite investors like Warren Buffett, Hohn, Akre, Bill Ackman, Terry Smith, for example. And I hope we are able to find some new ideas, have a better understanding of the economy right now. So let's find out together, guys. So bear in mind, I'm a value investor who doesn't like a lot of diversity. For example, I like concentrated portfolio. For example, I do like quality companies at a reasonable price. I'm a value investor, so that's why I do really like these investors I've talked about, and some investors we will talk in this video. So there are plenty of really good investments with awesome track records, but this is my favorite, and this is the investors we'll look into it. So first, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett doesn't need any introductions. It's probably the best investor in the world with the best track record for over 50 years. So never to add. So this is basically not, even though it's my favorite investor, it's not a portfolio I pay much attention, because it is big, it is highly concentrated in some of the highest positions. But looking to their activity, we conclude that they basically didn't buy a lot. If you look into the latest year, they are selling a lot. So Warren Buffett is maybe bearish in the economy. He doesn't believe this is good value to be buying. But I'm hearing news that they are buying a new stock, but they didn't report in the 13F5. They are looking for permission to not report because they want to build a position. So this is a little bit everyone is curious about. I don't know what the stock is. No one knows, but we will be looking into it. If I have to make a bet, I will might be betting on Intel or another value stock from the United States, but this is just my bet. Let's we will find in the near future. So but nothing to add. They are selling some of their positions, Chevron, General Motors. They sell the totality of General Motors, Activision, and Celanese, and other positions, but nothing to add, nothing new. But it looks like the same for Warren Buffett. Second one, Hohn. Hohn is one of my favorite investors. He has one of the best track records in the last decade. Is building position in some quality companies, a really concentrated portfolio. Their biggest holdings are General Electric, now Canadian National Railway, Canadian Pacific. They have companies like Visa, Moody's, S&P Global, Google, which we own as well. But this is high quality companies at the moment trading at higher valuations. Their activity, we see a sell of one of their biggest positions, Microsoft. This is a holding they have been holding for a long time, and they decide to sell Microsoft. Why that happened, I don't know. Maybe it has to be with overvaluation. In my opinion, Microsoft is at the moment trading at their higher price. It is one of the best companies out there. We love Microsoft. I would love to buy this company, but at the moment they are trading near their all-time highs, and that's why maybe Hohn have sold it in the latest quarter. We don't know where they sold it. They probably missed some gains because Microsoft at the moment are trading at all-time highs, but we never know. Maybe that's why they are selling it. They want to raise some cash, maybe doing some new investments in this quarter. We don't know, but they sold Microsoft, and when someone sold a company, I don't know. My bet it is because of overvaluation, in their opinion. But this is a big move for Horizon, so I would look into it. If I was a Microsoft shareholder, I will be looking to their valuation. But this is a big change, 12% of their portfolio, and they sold Microsoft. Next investor, Chuck Akre, a value investor who's known for this three-legged stool. They really like companies with high quality, good management, good opportunity to reinvest their free cash flow at high returns. I do really like this investor. They have a good portfolio. I don't like some companies, but they have a big position on MasterCard, Moody's, American Tower, Visa, KKR, O'Reilly, Roper Technology, Brookfield Corp. But they have been reducing, not changing a lot. When you look into the activities, percentage change in their portfolio, we see a big sell like Horizon. They sold all their stake on Adobe. I do believe it's the same reason as Horizon have sold Microsoft, maybe a little bit of overvaluation, and they need to raise some cash to be able to find new opportunities or new buys in this new quarter. But this looks like a bearish position from investors like Horizon and Chuck Akre, selling some of their most overvalued stocks. I don't know, but that's the conclusion I have with this, and I have a highly respect for Chuck Akre and Horizon. So, but they missed some gains because at the moment we are close to all-time highs. In the last 3 weeks, the stock market recovered a lot, but we'll never see. This is some very bearish positions, selling some of their biggest positions. So now we have Force. This is the portfolio of Dev Cantesaria. Dev Cantesaria is really similar to Horizon, for example. I concentrate the portfolio. They like to invest in companies that are monopolies with really high quality. When you look into this portfolio, FICO, SP Global, MasterCard, Moody's, Intuit, Visa, this is really good companies that we really love to own it, but they are trading valuation wise, they are not a value for us at the moment. But they started a position in ASML and Aspa Technology. I'm really curious about this company. I didn't know, but it looked like a really high quality company as well in the beginning, small or mid cap. But I have to look into it. But at the moment, it looks like an overvalued company as well for me. So no changes. So it maintains this. Dev Cantesaria is a long-term investor with a long-term horizon. So this is what we like to see, and we aim to do this: buy really good companies at a fair valuation and hold it for a long time. So my horizon in the stock market is 20 years, 30 years. So I'm buying companies that I'm really happy to hold for a long time, and Dev Cantesaria does the same. That's why I really like that. I really like him. Another investor is Bill Ackman. I really like their style. He likes to run high concentrated portfolios. One thing I don't like on Bill Ackman, for example, he has a really awesome track record in the last decade. He's beating the S&P 500. He invests a lot in restaurant brands, and I don't. This is a environment, or this type of companies I don't like to invest. But Bill Ackman has a really good track record investing in companies like Chipotle, Taco Bell, for example. He has holdings on Chipotle, restaurant brands. He has other companies like Hilton, Lowe's, Howard Hughes, Alphabet, Canadian Pacific. But in the latest quarter this year is started a position on Google, and at the moment they increased their position as well this quarter, and at the moment it's their biggest position. If you add their Google and Google positions, they have like 70% of this company, and I love Google. It's one of my favorite companies. At the moment, are still trading at a fair value. They say they started buying that under $100, and they increased their position at 120. This latest earnings report was good for Google, and the stock was down a lot, and the stock did fall back to the 120, and I took that opportunity to increase my position, and I really love this company, like Bill Ackman. So in this, they added to Google and Hilton and reduced a little bit to Lowe's, which are trading at an overvaluation in my opinion, and that's why they are raising some money on Lowe's. But this is not much change in their portfolio. They added 2%, almost 3% to their Google position, which is trading at fair value at the moment. So that's why Bill Ackman is adding to this position. A good buy in my opinion. Another investor I do really like is Josh Tarasov for the same cause. He likes to invest in quality companies. He runs a really high concentrated portfolio. He has companies like Amazon, Brookfield, Markel, Google, Microsoft that are really wide moat companies, but they have then in the end they have Monday, Shopify, Burford, Entrepreneur, which I don't know, but in my opinion doesn't look like high quality, so a little bit shaky. I don't know. When we look into their latest change to their portfolio, he sold entirely Spotify. Yeah, big risk, not earning money. Maybe he's a little bit afraid of the economy in the next month, so he doesn't want to own a company that's not making any profits, and it's in a growing phase still. Maybe he's a little bit afraid, but he added to Markel and Brookfield Corp, which are like mini Berkshires. They are asset management firms. I do really like these two companies. Markel trades at high valuation, but Brookfield maybe trades at a fair valuation. I really like this company. I have it in my watch list for a long time, but unfortunately, I do believe they are trading at a really good valuation. I would love to buy them under $30, and they have been in the 29 recently, but I didn't pull the trigger because I didn't understand a lot of this company, and I do believe we have to buy companies that we understand. So that's why I didn't buy this company, but I'm looking into it. I hope one day I will understand it better, so I might buy it in the future. I really like Brookfield Corp. They added to Google as well. We have seen a lot of investors adding to Google. That's really good. I've added to Google as well. It's my second biggest position, and I'm really bullish. And at the moment, I do believe they are still trading at a value. So, another investor I do really like, it's Lilu. This is like the investor Charlie Munger trusts some of their wealth. He managed some money for Charlie Munger. He has a really small portfolio. They manage almost $2 billion, but this is an investor who doesn't change a lot or buy a lot. They sold Micron last quarter, but they still hold it a lot of Google, Bank of America, Berkshire. They hold this small bank, East West Bank. I've looked into it. This bank has really good fundamentals, but this is a bank I didn't. As banks, I don't understand a lot of banks, so I'll try to stay away from them. I own some banks like Bank of America, Citigroup, but I try to stay away. But this looks like a really good small cap bank. Maybe some of you would like to take a look into it. It looks like a really good investment from Lilu and Apple. I do really like this company. This is high quality companies, except East West One Corp. Lilu bought these companies at a really good price, and they are doing what long-term investors have to do, just holding and stay awake for good opportunities, and when that appears, he buys. So next we have Terry Smith. Terry Smith is an UK investor who likes to buy the highest quality companies out there. He's beating the S&P 500 for the last decade, buying high quality companies, trading at fair values. But he has a portfolio of 39 companies, and the portfolio value is around 22 billion. So this is an investor I don't agree sometimes with him, but I do really like the companies he owns. But sometimes he buys some companies overvalued, so I don't agree with them because I'm more a value investor. But look, I do really like to look into the activity of this portfolio, and I see they sold it completely. Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder is having has been having a rough time, a lot of difficulties on China in the latest quarter. Their free cash flow are negative in the latest 2 quarters. Their revenues are down, so it has been difficult for Estee Lauder. I do really like this company. It is a company that was down a lot this year, and this latest quarter it was down even more. And I was looking to that. It was trading almost to $100 for one day, and I didn't take the opportunity. I would like to buy this company, but this is a company that is having a lot of problems right now, but it's trading at a really cheap valuation when you compare for the last decade for this company. So it might be a really good opportunity, but Terry Smith doesn't look that way. To Estee Lauder is not bullish on that, so he sold their entire position, and he bought a lot of Marriott, almost 4%. So this is an auto brand, I do believe, but I might have to look into it. It might be a good opportunity. Maybe it is one company you should look into it. Next, we have Michael Burry. Michael Burry, it's known for their big short position. It is a really smart investor. I do really like him. He is a deep value investor. He likes to buy companies really cheap. But it is an investor. I do really like to find good ideas, but I will not pay attention into the exchange because he trades a lot. He buys companies one quarter and sell next. So it shouldn't look like to him if you are a long-term investor. But he changed a lot in their portfolio. He did sell almost all of their positions, and he did buy Alibaba and JD. But he did bought Alibaba and JD in the beginning of the year. He sold it in the second quarter. Now he buys again. It's really difficult to try to understand what is in the mind of Michael Burry, but sometimes he has some good ideas, and he has a really good track record. Even though he's like a trader, he's have a track record of beating the index for a long time as well. But he's buying Alibaba and JD, which is a good thing for if you are a Chinese investor like we are. And to finish this, we have David Tepper. David Tepper is one of my favorite investors. I do really like him. He has 32 positions and a portfolio worth of 5 billion. This is big. He buys a lot and sells a lot. He changes a lot during these quarters, and they have been buying some positions, some news, and he sells a lot as well. So when you look into these latest changes, he bought a lot of Meta and Microsoft. He's bullish on that. He owns a lot of big caps and the big seven. But in this latest report, we have seen him adding to Google, Meta, and Microsoft, and sold the entire position he held it in Apple. Maybe he thinks Apple is overvalued and the other companies don't. Even though he bought Microsoft, other super investors we have seen in the beginning of the video is selling Microsoft. But one thing I've really looked into this is he's holding some of Chinese stocks. He holds a lot of Chinese stocks. He holds the index, the QF. He sold it entirely. He trimmed JD, Pinduoduo, TSM, and Alibaba. he trimmed a little bit, and he added a position in Pinduoduo. He basically almost doubled his position. He's bullish on Pinduoduo, I already talked a lot of this company. I really like it. It is a fast-growing company on China, high quality, a really good management, and their team app, which sell good to the international market, has been a success. Is growing a lot in the US and Europe, everywhere, and they have a lot of an aggressive marketing. So it does a lot of promotions. He sells goods at the best price. Amazon can compete with their prices. Even Shein, it is having a hard time competing with Pinduoduo, and I'm really bullish on this company. It's one of my best performing stocks this year. But to end, what we can conclude for this latest 13F5s, we have some big investors afraid selling some of their positions in the latest quarter, selling Microsoft, David Tepper selling Apple because maybe overvaluation, we don't know, maybe they need the money, or they are looking to new ideas and new companies to buy this quarter. We have some ideas from other investors, some companies we should look into it and dig deeper. That might be some good opportunities. They have been adding to Google. Some investors are adding and increasing positions on China as well. But this is really good to see. I've learned a lot looking to these super investors, and it's always good to trying to clone some of the best investors who have a really good track record. So I hope you find this video useful, guys, and please like and subscribe. Bye.